Google have finally brought their AI efforts public in order to compete with OpenAI's GPT-4. And their new software, now called Gemini, is pretty darn impressive. However, we've just seen one of the largest companies in the world fumble a launch of their revolutionary AI to be integrated with Google Workspace. What was Duet AI is now Gemini for Work, and I've got to say, I've got some thoughts. Let's explore them. So first, let's talk about what Gemini is. And it's effectively a sidecar like Microsoft have, like other solutions are being built out to work alongside your productivity tools. Features that they're touting that was a part of what was called Duet and is now Gemini for Workspace are things like reading your emails and summarizing them, even helping you to reply as well, helping you with content creation in Google Docs. If you've got a blank page staring back at you and you want to do something that's not starting from absolute scratch, well, you can use AI to help you write a document. If you've got a Google Sheet and you're writing some formulas, the AI will help you to suggest formulas over and above what Google's auto-suggest has been doing for the last 5 years. But if you're in a Google Meet and you want to have a fancy background, you can now use AI to generate an image for you for a custom background for your meetings. Now, I've tried each one of these features, and I've got to say they're all okay. They're just not quite enough to make me part with $20 a month for me and for my staff to keep accessing all of them. The issue that I have here is not with the technology itself. I really love Gemini and I love what Google are trying to do with this. The issue I have is with the price and the value and the difference between what Google have promised and what until now they've been able to deliver. So let's dive a bit deeper into the pitch versus the actual performance. Now, remember Google's past with software like Stadia, and that had its issues, right? But Google have this reputation now for launching products and giving us trauma when they suddenly yank them at some point in the future. It's created this compounding effect where Google understandably don't want to launch products until they reach a certain number of users, and it makes it worthwhile for the billions of people that use their services every day. They don't want to launch something willy-nilly if it's not going to make enough money back for them to be able to pay for the engineers and everyone and all the upkeep and the distraction of maintaining a product. But they're starting to shoot themselves in the foot now because we all have the trauma of Google yanking services willy-nilly from time to time. And we are probably less likely to try out Google's new services now because we're worried that if I invest my time and my energy into this service, then maybe Google will just pull it one day. Now, that causes a real issue here. And I see that issue with Gemini. It started as Bard and then it was renamed to another name. And Google, rather than just keeping things simple, have created confusion right out the gate. Trying to tell our customers you should use Bard and now you should use Duet and now it's all called Gemini meant that even setting up recording for this video went through constant name changes in us just being able to communicate to our customers. And we're a Google partner. We're meant to be good at this stuff. Now, Google's proven that they love confusing us, and I don't know why that is the case with their names. Remember when they had Hangouts and then they had Meet, but Hangouts was still the old Hangouts and we had the new Hangouts, and then they launched Duo for video calling and Chat for messages, but then Chat still worked on the old Hangouts and the new Chat was also called Chat, but people called the old Hangouts Chat, and then they merged Duo with Meet. It's exhausting. Despite all of this dysfunction, I'm all for Google making moonshots, and I'm all for them making the hard decisions to pull a product when they have to. But Google, for God's sake, just let us have enough time to actually use a product. Let your users, let your audience have the uptake so that product has a chance to succeed before you pull it. Unless we will be left in a situation where no one's trying the products because they're too scared that Google are going to pull them. And a new startup like OpenAI doesn't have that problem. At the end of the day, no matter the industry, when a product launch feels rushed and sporadic, it hurts people's opinion of the product. And Google just seem to love suffering in this area because they keep hurting themselves again and again. But I want to go back to Gemini and what it promises, because Gemini does have some pretty awesome features, both released now and on the way as well. They promise simple email creation and content creation inside your Google Workspace ecosystem that's going to make it easier to do your work. Big thumbs up from me. I love that, Google. If you can make better presentations and slides, if you can wrangle your data more easily in spreadsheets, and your meetings look that little bit better in Meet. These are all things that I love, and most of these features do work as advertised right now. Now, I would say they range from mildly useful to very cool. And as I was using each of these features, I enjoyed that Google are finally bringing all of their AI promises that were hidden in the background for many years to the forefront. We're finally getting a feel for the real power of machine learning, which Google's been doing for decades. They just haven't really slapped the AI badge on it and fed it down our throats like the whole world's gone crazy for AI right now. There's something that was still a little odd as I was using Gemini, though, inside of Google Workspace. And that is that I just really couldn't shake the feeling that even though it was useful to have a document created from scratch, it was useful to have an email reply penned for me. And it was definitely useful to create a new fancy background for my Google Meet. But what's the difference between me going into Gemini on the web for free, adding the query that I need to get done, and then copying and pasting the results back into Google Workspace? You see, I can do that for free without paying for the $20 a month license for that Gemini magic add-on to be in the sidebar inside my workspace. And for an employer with 60 employees across many countries, it just doesn't really stack up to add, or in our case, tens of thousands of dollars to our bill every year just for these extra features. If we can access them for free, where is the compelling reason for us to use them within our Workspace account? Now, I understand if you're a large organization, you've got thousands of users, and you want some control around data privacy and making sure that company data doesn't go into the public version of Gemini, that's absolutely fine. And you may choose to invest in this product for that reason. But if you're a small business owner and you've got less than 30 employees right now, who cares? You're probably safe putting your profit and loss statement inside of Gemini because no one really cares about the numbers inside your business, let alone anyone at Google, as if they could even see individual responses inside of Gemini anyway. Speaking of GPT, let's address the elephant in the room. While Gemini has shown off all of its prowess in many areas, and I personally am a loyal Google ambassador, I'm trying my best to make Gemini my default go-to as much as possible, I'm often left feeling like Gemini is a bit of a Pepsi to GPT's Coke. What I mean by that is, most features are there, just sometimes it takes a little bit of extra wrangling to get what I want, when I can switch over to GPT and get my answer in one query. One specific and frustrating example was when I was trying to generate the background for this video, and I found that even though multiple times I asked Gemini to give me the exact ratio of correct aspect in my computer screen that I needed, it just refused to give me a picture that was actually suitable for a 4K or above screen. And what I ended up doing is going to GPT, and immediately I had the picture appear for me as I needed it. This kind of thing is frustrating, and for me, someone who's forced to drink the Pepsi rather than the Coke, it just makes it difficult for us to promote Google. So I'm not looking for this to be a rant. I really want to help you get ahead. And this channel is all about helping small business owners get productive using tech. It all comes down to this. Gemini sounds great for workspace users, and there are many impressive features that are still labeled coming soon. Right now, I don't think Gemini is a must-have for business owners if you are looking at considering paying for that extra subscription to have it inside your workspace account. Now, there's free and public tools, and the public version of Gemini is going to probably help you get 80 to 90% of your work done when you're starting to work with AI and prompts. If you're already paying for GPT, why bother paying for Gemini inside your workspace account? A $20 add-on to a $17 a month product that runs our whole business, giving us Gmail, Documents, Drive, Chat, Meet, all of the things that help us run a multi-million dollar business. Is it really worth it? Right now, for me, it's just not. And sticking with a combination of free or paid alternative solutions alongside Google's free service could save you a lot of money and some hassle, at least for now. Google are not dummies. They've been in this AI game a long time, and they will catch up quickly because they have incredible resources behind them. Deep integration into Google's ecosystem will make this a key digital tool for small and medium-sized business owners that are using Google Workspace. And despite my initial reservations, I do look forward to what's to come. If you like this video and you want more information about the tools that Google Workspace provides to help small business owners, check out one of our other videos here.